How can I make my child listen to me? In spite of repeatedly telling something, asking him or her to do something, why he or she is not obeying? What's wrong in expecting my child to listen to my instructions so that he or she gets best results for himself or herself? As a parent, I am telling only the right things and my child should listen to me. Is this your thoughts when you are talking to your child? Hi, I am Veena BK. I am Parenting and Dyslexia Management Coach. So let us discuss about this topic today, how to make my child listen to me. It's a everyday affair, everyday struggle and everyday arguments or disagreements happen because of this one factor, that as a parent we want our child to comply with our instruction, but it so happens that the child has a mind of its own and want to do exactly the opposite or even doesn't want to do anything. One parent was sharing with me, for everything from morning to night I have to tell, otherwise the child will never do anything. So what is a parent supposed to do in such instances? So let me start with sharing the don'ts as regarding this topic, as it concerns to this topic. Let me share with you 3 don'ts, then I'll come to the 3 secrets how to make your child listen to you. Okay, the first don't is, do not shout or nag. The parents may feel this is going in the opposite direction. I wanted some tips on how to make my child listen, and if I don't shout or nag, how will the child listen to me? Already even shouting, nagging is not giving any results, any required desired results. So if I don't shout or nag, the child will not do anything. But please listen to me, please follow this, because shouting, nagging is good only for the short term. In the long run, that will also stop having any effect. Other than you causing, other than causing tension to you, other than you losing your peace of mind by shouting, by showing your temper, nothing, no benefit in the long run. So the child will lose interest in that also and not comply to your shouting or repeated nagging. So please don't do that. So how exactly to instruct the child, I'll share in my 3 secrets, which I'll be sharing after. Another 2 don'ts I want to share with you. Do not have a disagreement between parents. Okay, one parent is liberal, another parent is imposing and disciplining. It will not work, because the child understands this particular disagreement between the parents, or in some cases, as one parent was telling me, the grandparents interfere too much. That parent sent me a personal message, and she said, the mother said, this has become a big problem because grandparents have their own ideas. It may be the in-laws or the parents staying with you. They are naturally affectionate towards the child and they tolerate everything the child does. So that doesn't mean you should not discipline the child as a parent. So because there is some other support for the child just does not listen to your instructions and looks to the other person to support him or her. So in my own case, like what I have seen, my niece, sometimes her father supports her in something, then mother says something else, then she chooses whichever is easy for her to comply, like she does that with the support of that parent. So this may not be okay all the time. The other parent will feel, why is he or she not listening to me? So this disagreement you need to sort out. If there is any disagreement between the spouses of dealing with a certain issue or disciplining the child, or even when the grandparents interfere, you need to talk to them and set the rules right. So let me share how you can do it further. Now the third don't, I have 3 don'ts listed here. The third doubt is not being consistent. This also leads to confusion in the mind of the child. Like once you impose something, you have to be consistent, and of course you cannot do this in all little matters. So you have to have broad rules and have consistency. Then it is clear to the child what is expected of him or her, and they will comply most of the things. The broad rules have to be set. So let me come to the 3 secrets of how to make the child listen to you. So the first point, as I was telling, you need not nag or shout. That will not work in the long run, or else always the child will depend on your nagging and shouting, which you don't want to do, which you don't feel good doing, right? Which parent wants to get that kind of, response from the child only by nagging or shouting or pestering? In the long run, it is not good also, and it affects your health, your temper, your state of mind. So you don't need to do that as a parent, but you need to develop the inner strength. Okay, that is my tip. As a parent, you should show your authority. The child should sense that authority. They will sense it. Okay, your voice should be firm, and when the broad rules are set, you can be firm. And exactly how to develop the inner strength, I have my techniques. Again, the inner world creates the outer world, and the inner strength will be shown, will be manifested when the parent talks to the child in a firm, authoritative manner, so that the child will comply. After all, it is for the good of the child, whatever you are asking him or her to do. So you have to be authoritative and firm. How you can do it without being arrogant or too demanding that the child feels bad? There's a delicate balance between those two that you can of course learn. I have some techniques which I'll be teaching some other time or in my courses. You can get back to me to learn that. The actual practical things I would be teaching in my courses. Then the second issue is, I spoke to you about the disagreement. Don't have this kind of a situation at your home, because ultimately the child either listens to this parent or that parent and learns to manipulate to his or her advantage. So in the long run, they will not listen to neither parent. So it is not good for them. In the growing years, they need to be told some things, some thing have to be set right for them, like rules have to be made and they have to comply. They can't have their own way, right? They don't know the right or wrong in these young years. Particularly, I am talking for children from 8 to 14 years. Below 8 years, okay, small child, you can forgive something, some temper tantrums, you can later coach them, guide them, they'll understand. But this 8 to 14 years, if you do not correct, they will retain that behavior, that kind of arrogance or manipulative maybe. So it is not good in the long run for their future life. So you need to correct it. So how you can do it about the disagreement between parents or grandparents are too doting, too affectionate and pampering the kid, whereas parents are not able to set the rules and make the child do certain things because of this factor. Then how to sort it out? So when the child is not there, when the child is not present in between you and between the spouses, you can have a talk and set broad rules where you will agree, or at least even if there is a disagreement, the other parent would not interfere. When one parent asks the child to do something, later you have to sort it out. When the child is not there, this parent can tell for example, if the father was about to support the child, he has to be neutral. Later he can tell the mother, see, this was not right, you could have done it this way. This kind of a communication can happen after the incident. So the broad rules, you can sit together, discuss and see, for example, time discipline, the routine, all that, both the parents should agree and they should take the same stand for the child's development and daily routine and improvement, then there will not be any difference between the parents. Even with grandparents, this has to be set right as far as it comes to the discipline of the child, or whenever I ask him or her to do anything. So kindly refrain from commenting or supporting at that time. Get back to me later so that we can sort it out. So this kind of agreement will really help. This kind of a communication has to happen beforehand. When the child is not there, you have to have the clarity. The two parties need to have the clarity, or later if some incident happens, instead of interfering at that moment, the other person, either the grandparent or the other parent, can communicate to this parent later, not in front of the child. This will really help. Okay, if that is the situation in your house, you can implement this immediately. And then the third thing I wanted to tell is, take the child himself or herself into confidence. Instead of nagging for every small thing whole day from morning to night, studying you have to nag him, cutting short playtime you have to shout, or even screen time you get irritated. How many times to tell? I have always been telling you. So instead of that, sit with the child when he or she is in a good frame of mind, good mood. Sit with her, sit with him and write down what all can be allowed. Okay, you want to watch TV, how long do you want, which is your favorite show, what exactly you want, which timing. Okay, if you watch TV at this time, when are you going to study? Let the child come out with his or her own plan. Then make some adjustments if it is not totally. For example, child may say, I want to watch 3 hours TV or be 2 hours on mobile, which may not be okay for you. Then you negotiate. Then let the child negotiate. Then with mutual agreement, some broad rules will be set. The whole routine will be clear to both the child and the parent. Okay, morning to night, the general routine will be clear. Then you need not remind, okay, or you just need to say, like I was telling in my earlier tips which I gave you, you have to be firm, but to just remind, see your routine which we did that day, what is the activity right now planned, can you please check that, can you please see your timetable and check that and tell me. So something like that you have to do, and the child will follow automatically. And then if he does not do, for example, if the screen time extends beyond that 1 hour, that time will be cut short the next day. What is the penalty for breaking the rules? That also has to be set up beforehand, and that has to be implemented. So it has to be done, these things. And for daily other things you can do by mutual agreement, it can be done. Or one day the child will have its way, the next day parent will insist, small things it can be done, like today mummy I want to play 10 minutes extra, okay, small things you can let it go. Only the broad rules which really matter, you need to have a proper structure, and both of you, both the child and the parent, should follow. This really works, you implement it, and when the child sees the change in approach, that he or she is being consulted, for parenting, as a consulting him or her about him or her. After all, it is about the child, right? If you just make rules and the child doesn't even know, and every time you have to keep insisting, then it is all the more difficult for both of you. But beforehand, if the child knows what is expected, if you make it clear, and if the child agrees at that time, you give him all the importance, say it is for you and I want your agreement, only then we can implement. Such kind of, you can take the child into the confidence, and it is for him or her to comply. So let them also discuss with you. If they cannot do, why not? That kind of a discussion also, let it happen. Let the child come out with his or her problems, whatever. Then that bonding also happens, that understanding improves what exactly happening in the child's mind. So try it. Of course, already you have been nagging or shouting since many years, suddenly it will not change. You may not say what Veena said is not working, it will not work suddenly. So keep on at it, try to change your approach bit by bit on, or at least, like I was suggesting to another parent, in a day at least 15 minutes you decide, I will not nag my child, I will not say anything, let him do what he or she, okay, this 15 minutes I'll just be calm without pointing out and nagging too much. You can point out and you can request, but not nag. Okay, that kind of a action point you may adopt for yourself. This was my input, what I wanted to give you today about how to make your child listen to you. This was the topic. Many parents asked me to share about this, so that is why I have done. And as I was mentioning you, let me share with you, I hope you are okay with sharing about my 5-day course. It's a course on WhatsApp. I'll be sending 4 days videos, and the 5th day I would be meeting in a Zoom call to address your basic concerns and also specific issues. We can talk over a Zoom call on at 1 hour duration on the day 5. So that kind of a course I am having, 5-day course, and the price is fixed at $799. You can enroll if you are interested. Please message me. I'll give you the details. It is for 5-day course with lot of videos and chat support and accountability and all that. It is only $799. You can contact me. You can message me if you are interested. It is called the Peak Parenting Blueprint 5-day WhatsApp course. Please message me if you are interested. So hope you got value out of this, what I shared. You can discuss further. You can comment if you need anything, if you agree, disagree, whatever you are facing, and whatever I told, it is from my experience I have told. If it's not working for you or you feel these points are not okay, you can tell me. Let us discuss about it. I am open for discussion. Let me understand if there are any other deeper issues, in this listening. The child is not listening to you. Let us sort it out. So thank you for watching, and please comment and please share. It may help somebody else also, some other parents. Please share and comment, and please message me if you want to join my 5-day course. Thank you so much.